Oh, the footstool.
So today I'm going to try to catch up on some recording. I haven't been on to record in quite a while.
Let me climb it up there better.
I've got part of this footage backwards, so just bear with me. But this is, I just got home from work and I was letting Paris climb around on my footstool, and she slid the footstool out and fell down between that and the chair. So it was a little bit difficult. But since I've been on last, we got new furniture for the den, and we put the leather furniture in the living room, and I haven't got that ready to present on camera yet, so I'm not going to show that. But this room, well, at least we got the furniture in it, I'll say that. But what's been going on with Holy Golden Doodles? Let's see. First of all, it's the month of November, and with that comes the final time. We're finally at the last of the testing. I've been telling you guys for a year that they were going to get OFA testing in November of 2023, and that month has arrived. I can't remember whether they go the 23rd or the 28th. I can't remember, but that vet's supposed to call me and let me know.
Hey, boo.
I'm just letting you watch the girls while I talk and get you updated on everything.
You gonna come up here?
They're supposed to be put under anesthesia while they're having this done. And then they'll get a score for their hip score as to whether or not they'll be prone to hip dysplasia, and if so, how much of a likelihood. And they'll check their knees and different things like that. And then I don't remember if they send it into the place to be read or if they can do that for me and then give me back the results. I don't remember. But the day that they go, if they'll allow me to film, I'm going to film some of it. I've already paid their down payment a year ago to have this done. It's kind of an expensive procedure, but it needs to be done if you're going to sell puppies. They've had ORI-VET testing and embark testing on DNA and on breed. So there's videos about that in the past, tells how much they'll shed, that tells how likely they are to get certain diseases that are prominent in golden retrievers or poodles or golden doodles. And, you know, it's just a testing. It shows you whether they'll have merle or not and what colors they will have. And did I say shedding? The length of the coat. The length of the tail. There's lots of things that these tests show. And I'm doing all that to give people a better idea of what they will end up with a Holy Golden Doodles puppy. They actually went into heat this month. Both of them did. One started 1 week, and the next week the other one started. By the way, just a side note, this is my den. We had moved all the furniture out, and I had mopped and cleaned the walls and the pet crates and the door and the windows and everything you can just about clean. I cleaned, unless it's been cleaned often, and the stuff on the walls is cleaned often. And I got to get a new curtain rod before I wash that curtain that was in here. The blinds are made into the double doors there, so we don't have to do that. Back to the testing. That when they get through with their OFA testing, that is going to tell me if I breed my girls for sure. And, of course, the male they are bred to will be tested. Of course, if I have to buy one and guardian home that male, it will be tested. Side note again, these two crates that they stay in, they used to have a little play area between them, but they literally outgrew it as they got bigger than puppies. And so Pet Dad rearranged that. They usually have a dish of water there, and they've got an area they can lay down in, just big enough to lay down in between the two crates. And so we joined the crates together, and all they can do now is go between the doorways, but they can still be together because Paris and Bougie are litter mates, and they cannot stand to be separated. The only reason we still use the crates is if we're gone for a while, like to shop for a half a day or something like that. We have to crate them because they get into mischief if they're out too long, left to their own devices for too long. They may scratch on something. They may, I don't know. They just get into things. They'll have my dish rag somewhere, whatever, something, that reason. But if they're not out all day long, they're okay. They are definitely not a problem for pottying in the house, chewing up anything else. They don't get in the trash. I do keep the trash can sitting up on the coffee table. I got into that habit when I had my boxers, which is years and years ago. So when we leave, we put the garbage can in the living room up on the table, and then we put it back down on the floor. But they don't mess with anything other than that. And actually, Paris likes to go in her crate and lay down. I've said before, they are hot-natured dogs. Those two are. Now, Roxy's not that bad, but they are. And they do not like to lay on crate pillows in their crates. So those crate pillows are up on top of the crates. And, they're brand new from when we got the crates when they were babies. And the dogs are 2 years old, right? But will be the 17th of this month. But they would always push those crates out of the way, or those crate pads out of the way. So I just see them up there on top there with their treat canisters. I just stopped putting them in there and put them a little blanket in case they wanted to make a pillow or something out of that. But they don't lay on anything except that plastic because they get too hot. Now, if I can move on to this subject, I was contacted by a company that's pretty well known, and they want to know if I will critique their pet beds if they send us a pet bed each for all three of the doodles. And I told them I'd be happy to, but I told them how big my dogs are. They actually said they'd been reviewing our channel and they enjoyed our content and they enjoyed watching our dogs and felt like they'd be a good candidate for us to try out their pet beds. Now, we had some that's something like the ones this company offered, but they're not the same thing. And I have to say, they didn't like laying in them that much, the old kind we had, because I washed them and I even took the beds apart like you're supposed to, and it kind of made them lumpy. And they'll lay on them a little bit, but they don't really like them. So I'm going to be excited to see how they receive these beds. And I'm going to do like maybe a whole 20-minute show on it so I can really watch them over time and see how they like these beds when I'm not watching. They don't know I'm watching them. Spit it out. So at night, a lot of times they will sleep in their beds when it's cooler. If the air conditioner's really cold in here, they still won't get in their pet beds until way up in the night because they're so hot-natured. And Roxy sleeps with us. She always has, and we just let her keep doing it. But we make sure. There's our new furniture, by the way. I'm just letting the footage play while I talk over it, of course. Roxy's always slept on the foot of our bed on a pillow, so we still let her do that. But these other two girls sleep in their beds, or they sleep in that crate on the cool floor, or they'll lay on one of our air conditioner vents. It's just their choice. They're about due to be groomed again. It's been a while. I think it's been about 6 weeks since I groomed them. I'm not sure. Bougie's hair grows so fast. It's just unbelievable how fast her hair grows. And I brushed her day before yesterday again and combed her. Line brushed her and combed her. That's our old grooming table. I'm selling on Craigslist, by the way. But Bougie was starting to get a little bit of mats behind her ears. And I tell you why that's happened more is because both of them came into heat a week apart. And I thought maybe they would not come into heat until after, until after they went for their OFA testing. But they did come in around the end part of October. And there's some footage coming up in here where they had their little panties on. They do great with those. They don't try to tear them up. Now, they're on the last. Bougie was kind of chewing at the straps on hers, and she made holes in them. I have no idea what made her start doing that, but she did. And so I think I'm maybe going to have to order her a bigger size. She's a little bit heavy right now. She's on the heavy side. Excuse me. And I'm thinking I'm going to order her some bigger ones, which I didn't think hers were tight, but something made her start chewing on the straps of them. And I don't want her to be uncomfortable whatsoever. There's the store when we were looking at our furniture. Somehow I got that stuck in there when we looked at the furniture before we bought it. There's our furniture we moved into the living room. Now, that is real leather. It's really good quality leather. We have had that furniture for so many years, and we got good furniture because we wanted it to last. And believe me, it has, and I'm tired of it. So we moved it into the front room, the living room, where we don't use very often oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Where we very rarely sit. Like at Christmas, we will. There's her little panties, Paris's. Her little heat panties that we put on them. Yeah, see, her hair was a lot shorter then. I had groomed them maybe a week or two before. And, but anyway, that we put all that in the front room. We never sit in there. We don't care if the dogs get on that furniture, but they never have. They always get in that leather recliner, or they get in the chair that I'm sitting in, which I put that recliner beside of my new chair in here because that recliner is only about 6 months old or so. It looks like leather, but it's not leather. And they know what chairs they're allowed to sit in, and that's where they sit. They don't try to mess around with my stuff, ever. They do what they're told. I tell you, these dogs are very, very well behaved. They learn quick, and they do great. They got a pretty good life. So on this day, as you can see, Bougie had not come into heat yet. Paris was. She was laying on the furniture, and Boo didn't have the walk underpants of shame, so she didn't have them on yet. And Paris had hers on. They were just out enjoying the warm weather. I seem to have lined this footage up backwards over the last week or two, and it's getting to be the older footage is at the end instead of the newer footage at the end, but it's all okay. So I was talking about it when I breed them in April or around there, May or April, when they come back into heat again, when I breed the first one. If their OFA testing is suitable, it'll probably be Bougie first, and it will be with a health-tested male. Or, when I find out the results, if they're not satisfactory, they'll be spayed. But I'm going to try to share the footage of when they go for their OFA testing this month. We've been waiting a year for that. Wait until they were over 2 years old. I also want to say again, I've said it in previous videos, that if we breed puppies off of our girls, the puppies will be raised up with the sounds and experiences of being around cats, kittens, children, target practice outdoors, thunderstorms, being handled a lot, uneven surfaces, ES&S testing, I think it's called. They'll be handled by children. I've got 2 little nieces that will be perfect for that. I will try my best to spend time with them to make them a great addition to someone's home, and they will also be put through the paces of being housebroken, and hopefully, in a perfect world, will be housebroken and crate trained before they go to their forever homes. I was saying before, and I don't remember if it's in this video, but the market is flooded right now, and has been, with golden doodle puppies. I feel like if people do their homework and get a health-tested, breed-tested puppy that is from a reputable person, breeder, whatever, they will save themselves a whole lot of trouble by just getting any dog they saw on Craigslist or somewhere that's a golden doodle puppy, supposedly. Because sometimes when people raise doodles, they don't really know what they're going to look like when they breed two dogs together. They're just wanting to make money. So be sure you do your research. And be sure that you know that the person that raised these dogs had them wormed, vaccinated, tested, the parents tested. So you know what you're getting closer. It's never going to be a 100% guaranteed deal. But if they have breed tested them to prove what they are made up of, if they have health tested them to see what diseases they may have the potential of getting, not foolproof, but really helps with the knowledge of what you're going to get. If they have done that, if they have been raised inside a home with people, not in a barn as a puppy mill puppy that their mother may have not ever been out of a crate. There's stories out there that make me want to not raise puppies because of these things. But I will be the most reputable and am striving to be the most reputable golden doodle breeder that I can be. I don't even like to call myself that because these are my house dogs, but they're awesome dogs. They have an awesome temperament. They are friendly. They're like giant house cats. I mean, they're loving. If you don't want a clingy dog, maybe these dogs as adult parents are not for you, because these dogs are loving and they like to come and lay their head on your lap and get a couple of pets and go on. You don't even have to call them to you. They just do that routinely. They love to be loved on. They are not guard dog material. They never meet a stranger. Pet Dad must be back from the hardware store. They don't meet a stranger. They do like to jump up on you. I'm working on that. They jump up on you because they want to say, hey, friend, but they're not mean at all. They're not guard dogs. The best they can do to guard your house is bark their heads off and won't stop if somebody comes up. They're not mean. They're not going to go after your company. They're not going to go after your children. Maybe that would depend on how the children have acted around the dog to make the dog fear children. That's a whole nother subject. I will definitely touch on that one day. Can't guarantee anything out of any dogs. You can't make guarantees because they're an individual dog, individual animal. But people can do the best that they can to raise good, acclimated puppies. That's what I'm working toward. I do apologize that it's been a while since I've posted, but it's kind of difficult to do the same thing every week. I don't want to do the same footage every week of me throwing the ball and grooming them and bathing them and all the stuff. But that's what we do. This is our life. This is a day in the life every day of Pet Dad and Pet Mom with their golden doodles. And then the ultimate goal is, if they have puppies, are there people out there that are deserving of a great puppy that would like to have one of our puppies? I wanted people to be able to see them grow up from the day they came home to be with us at, I forget how old they were, 8 weeks old, I think, when they came home to be with us. We followed them all that time, put a lot of it online. And so this is an ongoing channel of watching Paris and Bougie and Roxy the boss dog, who helps us with them, grow up to become, hopefully, awesome parents of awesome golden doodle puppies. So you keep watching. There's a lot to see. Lots coming up. OFA testing's coming up. I'm going to be grooming them. I'm sure I'll film some of that. I'm learning to groom. I'm not good. I'm not perfect at it. I'm not even good at it yet, but I'm doing good. I've got everything I need. I'm learning to groom them. You're going to learn something from me because I'm learning from other people. So I thank you so much for watching. Here's a picture of some little kittens coming up. Apparently some people near my son and his girlfriend's house put some kittens in a box and put them on the side of the road in the country. And they found them. They were crawling around in their own poop, and it was a bad situation. But they found them, and they brought them in the house and bottle fed them, and they're nursing them back to health. They tried to find them homes, but I don't know if the plan is still to keep them all or if they're going to find homes for them. But they did take the kittens in. And I just would like to say, if you see a box on the side of the road, you might ought to check it, because there are certain kinds of people that are super, super, truly special to be so uncaring as to put kittens in a box, not knowing if a predator would eat them or if they'd starve to death or if they'd be run over and wounded until they died. I mean, a lot of bad scenarios here. But shout out to my son and his girlfriend for caring about animals and bottle feeding some that someone else cared absolutely nothing about. Stay warm, guys.